What if I told you there's a professional, probably right in your neighborhood, who could help with your parents' estate, your house sale, and even your car title, and they're not a lawyer? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the surprising powers of the Louisiana notary. When you hear the words notary public, this is probably the image that pops into your head, right? Someone who watches you sign something, checks your ID, and then adds that official stamp and seal. It's a simple, but important final step. Well, hold on, because here in Louisiana, that is just barely scratching the surface. What if that very same person could actually draft the entire legal document for you, from start to finish, without you ever needing to see an attorney? Yeah, they can do that. So what gives? Why is Louisiana so different from everywhere else? Well, the answer actually goes way, way back into the state's very unique legal history. See, unlike the other 49 states, which all use a common law system, Louisiana operates under what's called a civil law tradition. This comes from our French and Spanish roots. And in this system, notaries aren't just witnesses, they're highly trained professionals who have a much more significant, almost lawyer-like role for certain documents. Let's break it down in the simplest way possible. A typical notary in, say, Texas or Florida, they're a witness. But a Louisiana notary, they're more like the architect of the document itself. They can draft it, prepare it, and execute it, often saving you a ton of time and money in the process. Okay, so what does this actually mean for you in real life? It means a notary can help you navigate some of life's most important and sometimes difficult moments, especially when it comes to family. For example, when a loved one passes away, dealing with their estate, or what we call a succession, can be incredibly stressful. For smaller estates, though, a notary can be a huge, huge help. And here's the magic number you really need to remember: $125,000. If a person's estate here in Louisiana is valued at less than that, it qualifies as a small succession, and, well, that changes everything. This is where the notary becomes your best friend. They can prepare a special document called an affidavit of small succession. This lets the heirs legally transfer assets, we're talking cars, bank accounts, personal belongings, directly, completely bypassing the formal, often slow, court process. The bottom line? This can save a grieving family so much time, money, and stress. It helps them get access to their loved one's assets much, much faster. All right, let's switch gears from the end of life to the beginning of a new family. A notary can also play a really vital role before you say I do by drafting what most people call a prenup. So by default, Louisiana is a community property state. You can think of it as a what's mine is yours system for everything you get during the marriage. But a notary can draft a matrimonial agreement that changes that, creating a what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours setup. It provides a ton of financial clarity and protects individual assets. Now, this next one is a service that provides absolutely crucial legal protection, especially for parents who aren't married. A notary can prepare the official documents that legally establish who a child's father is. And this formal act of acknowledgement is a really big deal. It creates that legal father-child link that is absolutely essential for things like custody arrangements, child support, inheritance rights, and even making sure a child can get benefits like Social Security from their father. Okay, let's pivot from family matters over to finances, because Louisiana notaries are also empowered to handle some of the biggest transactions you'll probably ever make in your life. That's right. You don't always need a real estate attorney for property deals. A specially commissioned notary can legally draft the documents to transfer ownership of land, houses, you name it. And just look at the flexibility here. They can prepare an active sale when you're buying a house, an active donation if you're gifting property to a family member, or a quitclaim deed to simply release your legal interest in a property. It's an adaptable and often a much more affordable option. Okay, let's talk about maybe the most practical headache-saving power a notary has. We've all been there, right? That feeling of dread when you know you have to spend a day at the Office of Motor Vehicles? Well, check this out. When you're buying or selling a car, a notary can be your one-stop shop. They draft the official bill of sale, they handle all that complicated OMV paperwork, they collect the taxes, and, get this, many can even print your new registration and hand you a license plate right there in their office. No lines, no waiting, it's amazing. So when you really put it all together, it's pretty clear. A Louisiana notary is so much more than just a person with a stamp. They're a versatile, accessible, and honestly, a vital resource right in your own community.
So let's just run through those 5 superpowers again real quick. Handling small successions, drafting real estate transfers, creating prenuptial agreements, streamlining vehicle title transfers, and preparing paternity acknowledgments.
And of course, we've got to add a quick disclaimer. This is all for information. While notaries are incredibly capable, if you're dealing with a really complex legal situation, talking to a qualified attorney is always, always the best way to go. But now you know. So the next time you find yourself facing one of life's big moments, buying that house, selling a car, or planning for your family's future, you just might have a new first call to make.